busy these days.
What? You're prioritizing yourself too much.
What?
Oliver is the breadwinner of the family. Isn't it the wife's duty to take care of her husband so that he has no problem?
Yes?
Wives nowadays don't understand their roles at all. Oliver was disappointed too. He said you're a workaholic and don't give him any attention.
He said that?
Yes, he often complains about you.
What? Oh, it's true. I haven't talked to him for a while.
You're his wife. You have to be more aware of it. Isn't that why you can't have kids?
Kids.
I've always dreamed of holding Oliver's child. That's the only reason I allowed you to marry him, and yet it hasn't come true?
That's something I can't control.
If you can't do it, you need more effort.
You mean?
Probably it's because of you that you can't have kids. So why don't you go see the doctor?
You want me to get fertility treatment?
That kind of thing.
I took a test before we got married, and they said I have no fertility issues.
So you're saying it's Oliver's fault?
I don't know about that, but I think that treatment needs to be worked on together. So, could you please talk to him about it as well? I can't solve by myself.
Wow! You blame him for not being able to have children?
No, I'm not blaming him. I just thought that fertility treatment is meaningless and was we both work on it together.
Look who's talking! It's your fault for not supporting him in the first place.
What?
You're disrespecting Oliver, huh? If you think I don't know anything, you're wrong. I think you have a problem on your attitude.
Is that so?
Of course it is. You say it like it's Oliver's fault. You're his wife. You should think about supporting him more.
Oh.
If you're like that, I'll never be able to hold my grandchildren. Think a little more about your duty as a wife.
Understood.
Hey, Haley.
Yes, Alexa?
I got a call from Oliver again.
What did he say?
You don't have any idea? He said the house is not cleaned at all. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. Actually, my mother is in the hospital.
So?
I go back and forth between the hospital and home on the weekends, so maybe it's not clean enough.
What is that?
What?
What does your mother staying in the hospital have to do with Oliver?
What do you mean?
It means that you should take care of him even if your mom is in the hospital.
I know, but I don't have much time. I thought I'm doing what I can.
You leave used cups in the sink? Leave the laundry in a pile without folding?
There are days like that, but when I come back from the hospital, I put everything away. It's not in a terrible state.
You keep making excuses. If you can't take care of Oliver, then don't go to the hospital.
What?
What can you do at the hospital?
Excuse me?
I'm asking if you can heal your mother.
I can't, but...
See? Then there's no point in going to the hospital.
That's true, but I just want to cheer up my mother who's struggling against illness. She's the only family I have. Even if I just go and talk to her, she'll get her energy back. So I have to go as often as I can.
It's the doctor's job to make her feel better, not you.
Hey.
If you have time for that, then fulfill your duty as a wife. Your family is Oliver and your unborn child. Oh, and me too. I hope you're doing your job at night. When will I get to hold my grandchild?
Alexa, I can't feel that way right now. I'm worried about my mother every day.
Huh? You say your mother is more important than our heir?
You can't compare them. Both are human lives.
Ugh. So you're the reason why you guys can't have children.
That's not true. Oliver's also very busy, so we haven't had much time to talk about our future.
That's because you're spending a very busy life, huh? You have an elite worker like Oliver. Aren't you forcing yourself to keep working? And isn't that the reason you don't have much time? Why don't you quit your job for the sake of your child?
It's not just my fault.
Huh?
Oliver is always drinking out and coming home late.
That's because he's an elite worker.
He rarely eats dinner at home.
He's probably socializing at work, so it can't be helped.
On his days off, he goes out for golf and other activities.
That's part of the promotion, isn't it?
Besides,
Besides what?
no, nothing. Even if I quit my job or I don't go to my mother's hospital, it's hard for me to communicate with him.
You really do have a lot of excuses. It's because you're not trying hard enough. That's why Oliver complains a lot. I understand how he feels. Anyway, don't care about your mother. Think about Oliver more.
Wait, what do you mean my mother doesn't matter?
I told you, there's nothing you can do.
She's my precious mother, you know.
I'm your mother-in-law too.
She's been living alone since my father died. I'm very anxious about her being in the hospital.
Ugh. You're not a child anymore. Anyway, Haley, all you have to think about is Oliver and the kid.
Alexa, that's too harsh. Please apologize.
Huh? Why should I apologize to you? Don't be silly.
I won't allow you to speak ill of my mother.
I didn't say anything bad about her. I'm just saying you can't heal her. Isn't that obvious? Anyway, you should think about having a baby. It's a wife's duty to give birth. Don't forget that.
Alexa, I have something to tell you.
Wait, you finally have a child?
No,
Then what?
my mother passed away.
Oh,
Oh? My mother passed away. Don't you have any mercy?
that was so sudden. I didn't know what to say. I'm sorry. But now that your mother passed away, don't you need to have children? It'll make our family more lively.
You are completely insensitive. I can't think like that when my mother has just passed away. You keep saying children, children.
What's with that tone? I'm saying this so that you won't feel lonely. We're the only family you have now.
After all, you only think about yourself.
Huh?
No matter how hard I'm going through, you don't care how my mother died, do you? You don't take people's lives seriously.
What are you talking so cheekily about? You'll be abandoned if you're like that.
What do you mean?
I'm saying Oliver will abandon you if you're like that. He could divorce you.
I don't understand. I just lost my mother, remember? Why are you talking like that?
I am saying this for your sake. If you can't even take care of Oliver, let alone have children, you are not enough to be a wife.
How can you talk like that right now? I can't believe my ears.
Anyway, you should know your position as a wife. It's your job to support your husband and have an heir.
What is that? You really don't care about my feelings, do you? Fine. I have a funeral to prepare for. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be gone for a while so I can't take care of Oliver. I can't have children too.
Hey, what's with that tone? You're really cheeky. Haley, how are things going over there? Are things settling down soon?
Alexa, I'm the only one here, so it'll take a while before everything's settled.
Oliver said things are worse at home.
What?
Hey, aren't you taking a break for too long?
My mother passed away, you know. I want to settle things down and clean up the house by myself, so I don't have time to go home.
I know you have to do it, but what about Oliver?
Oliver is grown up, and I'm sure he can manage. I'll tell him it will take a while, but...
I know you had your mother's funeral, but don't you think you're despising your husband too much?
What?
You're already married and you're Oliver's wife. I need you to take better care of him.
How can you say that? Oliver's mother-in-law has passed away. He didn't attend the funeral and had no mercy. What on earth is going on? I doubt you and your son are human beings.
That's quite a thing to say. Do you know what will happen to you?
I had to say this no matter what will happen. Otherwise, I couldn't get over it. How dare you not taking my mother's life seriously?
You become cheeky when I worry about you. Apologize to me. You have not fulfilled your duties as a wife at all. On top of that, you say such terrible things to your mother-in-law. Apologize now. Apologize and I'll think about your future. In return, you must have a lovely grandchild and take care of me too.
I'm sorry, but right now my mind is full of my mother and the funeral. Let me think about it.
What do you mean you think about it? You are so rude. I won't wait that long.
Sorry for the late reply. I've thought about it since then, but I still don't agree with what you said. Oliver is hanging out every day and doesn't come home very often. But he says I'm not doing the chores and you pick on me. Plus you guys don't even care when my mother passed away. And yet, I have to have a child and take care of you? I can't do them, so I won't apologize. That's my answer.
Well, my pleasure. I got rid of all your stuff.
What?
I've helped him file for divorce, so now you're a stranger.
Oh, really?
Yup.
Really?
Really? You shouldn't need the most of your stuff, so I threw them away for you.
Wow, I'm glad.
Huh?
Actually, I've wanted to divorce Oliver for a long time. I had told him about it, but he never gave me the answer. It took long because of my mother's thing, you know? But you helped him file for divorce? Thank you.
What do you mean?
I told you that he was busy and didn't come home very often, right?
Oh, that's because you weren't taking good care of him, right?
No, that's wrong. He was cheating on me this whole time.
Cheating?
Yes, a young receptionist at the office. And that's why we never had kids. Well, we didn't even have sex, though.
I didn't know that.
You could have noticed from his action, but you always care about yourself, so I guess you didn't notice.
Then why didn't he divorce you until now?
I guess he didn't want to pay the compensation. If he has done something unfaithful, of course I can make a claim.
What?
But now that we are divorced, I can make a claim without hesitation.
That's impossible.
Why?
Because you have no proof that he's cheating on you.
I'll send you the proof.
This is...
Where he had fun having dinner with a girl. Where he went into her apartment holding hands. And where they came out of the apartment together in the morning. Also, there are other pictures of them shopping at the supermarket. I think these are probably enough evidence.
He has done these things?
I hope you now understand why we cannot have kids. It was not like I was infertile.
No.
Around the time when you told me that Oliver was complaining about me, I thought it was strange that he didn't even come home. So I had him checked out by a professional. Then, I was able to get the evidence. Your son is a jerk.
There's no way Oliver would do such a thing. He never said anything like that.
Of course he wouldn't say anything bad about himself. And thank you for getting rid of my stuff. You saved me a lot of trouble.
What do you mean?
Please tell him to leave the apartment immediately.
What are you talking about? Since you and Oliver are divorced, I'm going to live there. I'm sure he will take care of me when I get old.
What are you saying?
Huh?
That apartment is my property. I paid for it and it's under my name.
Get over yourself. How could you possibly buy an apartment?
I bought it with money my mother had saved for me. She has been saving every month since I was born. Before I got married, she let me have it and told me to spend it as I want. I bought it with that money in my savings, so Oliver didn't pay anything. Now that we are divorced, I need him to leave immediately.
What are you talking about? I moved in after I got rid of your stuff. I've already put my stuff in there.
That was twice the trouble. I don't need that place anymore, so I'm going to sell it right away. I'm sure the moving company will be there, so please leave right away.
Wait a minute. I just moved out of my apartment. What am I supposed to do?
Don't ask me. Why don't you and Oliver discuss and decide what to do? I'm a stranger now, you know.
But there's something called property division, right? If you sell it, give the half to Oliver.
You don't know what property division is, Alexa.
What?
Property division is for property shared by couple after marriage. The apartment was purchased by me before we got married, so it's not applicable. And the money we saved after we got married, Oliver spent all of it.
What?
He must have been using it to that girl.
You're lying, right?
Please ask him directly for what he spent it on. So that means there will be no division of property.
Oh no.
I'm going to charge him for the compensation now. What is he going to do when he has none? He may ask you for help later on.
There's no way I have money even if he asks me. I've been depending on pension all by myself. What should I do?
Don't ask me. Ask him. He divorced me, right? Then we're strangers now.
Don't say that. Help me.
You got rid of my stuff, so I don't have to go back there anymore. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Haley, can you please leave me the apartment?
Why should I hand over the apartment I bought to a complete stranger? Stop saying jokes.
We will have nowhere to live.
Also, I'll send the proof of Oliver's affair to the company.
What? Why would you do that?
Because he was having an affair within the company. I want his boss to know about it.
What's going to happen to him if you do that?
Who knows?
Please don't say such a random thing.
It's not up to me. It's up to the company's executives. I can't wait to see what kind of punishment they'll give him.
You're such an asshole.
Who's the worst? He made me look like I'm a bad wife and lied to you to justify his affair. He must have been waiting for me to leave quietly after the bully. And you love your son like stupid without doubting him. And to top it all off, you helped him divorce me. What kind of mother are you? I can no longer deal with such people.
Haley, I'm sorry. I'll apologize on behalf of Oliver, so please forgive him. Don't ask for any compensation. And the documents you're planning to send to the company, tell them that it was a mistake and send them back.
How can you still be so selfish at this point? I'm so done with you. I don't think I will ever see you again. Good luck with your lousy son.
Haley, I'm sorry. Please forgive us. Please let bygones be bygones.
I can't. After that, I filed a claim for compensation against Oliver through my lawyer. He could not run away because I had a lot of solid evidence, so he had to borrow money to pay me back. Of course, I also charged that girl for compensation. When the company found out about the affair, Oliver was told that he would be transferred, but he refused it and left the company. He had neither money nor a place to live, so he was easily dumped by the girl. After all, she was probably after his money. He also rented a house while he was borrowing money, but I heard that he could only sign a contract for a wooden apartment without a bath, and that he is living together with his mother there. They are both working part-time, that they can start right away so that they can make enough money to live on. And I heard that they are getting emaciated. I hope they can work together to pay off their debt. I sold my apartment and moved into my mother's house. I changed my job and am working hard to make a fresh start. Thanks to my mother, I didn't have trouble making a living after the divorce. I am very grateful to my mother in heaven.